Welcome to the podcast. Today, we're diving into a really interesting topic, the most unforgettable experiences you've ever had. And I'm here with my good friend, Emily. Hi, Emily.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk about this because I have so many memories I cherish.
Same here.
Let's check some keywords. 1. Unforgettable experiences. Memorable events or moments that leave a lasting impression on a person. 2. Summit. The highest point of a mountain or hill, often reached by climbing. 3. Breathtaking. Extremely beautiful or awe-inspiring. 4. Connecting with nature. Feeling a sense of harmony, peace, or unity while being outdoors. 5. Solo trip. Traveling alone without companions. 6. Gaining perspective. Seeing things from a new or different point of view. 7. Stepping out of comfort zones. Taking on challenges or trying new things that are outside one's usual routines or fears. 8. Spontaneous moments. Unplanned or impulsive events that happen unexpectedly. 9. Traveling abroad. Visiting countries outside one's home country. 10. Cultural exposure. Experiencing and learning about different cultures, foods, and traditions. 11. Small moments. Simple experiences that have a significant emotional impact. 12. Volunteer work. Offering time and effort to help others without payment, often for a social or humanitarian cause. 13. Resilience. The ability to recover quickly from difficulties or setbacks. 14. Authentic moments. Sincere, genuine experiences where one feels truly present and real. 15. Creating memories. Engaging in activities or events that are memorable and meaningful. 16. Embracing challenges. Accepting and confronting difficult situations with a positive attitude. 17. Being present. Fully engaging and paying attention to the current moment without distraction. 18. Reckoning impact. Recognizing the significance or influence of an experience on one's life. 19. Shared stories. Personal experiences shared with others to inspire or connect. 20. Inspiration. Motivation or encouragement to take action or create their own experiences.
So, Emily, what's the first unforgettable experience that comes to your mind?
Well, I think one of the most unforgettable experiences I had was when I went hiking in the mountains last year. It was a solo trip, and I reached the summit at sunrise. The view was absolutely breathtaking. The whole valley was painted in gold and pink hues. It felt like I was on top of the world.
That sounds incredible. I can imagine the sense of achievement and peace you must have felt at that moment.
Yes, it was a mix of exhaustion and pure joy. Being alone in nature, away from everything, really made me feel alive and connected. It's one of those moments I'll never forget.
Do you often go hiking or do outdoor activities?
I try to. It's a passion of mine. Being outdoors helps me clear my mind and gain a new perspective. That particular hike, though, was special because it challenged me physically and mentally.
It involves a lot of courage to go solo on such a big adventure. Did you have any doubts before going?
Oh, definitely. I was nervous about safety and whether I could handle the trail on my own. But I prepared well, and in the end, it was worth every effort.
That's inspiring. I believe sometimes the most unforgettable experiences come from stepping out of our comfort zones.
Absolutely. Do you have a memorable experience to share?
Actually, yes. One that really sticks with me is when I traveled abroad for the first time. Went to Italy a few years ago. I visited Rome, Florence, and Venice. The whole trip was full of surprises, but what stood out was a small moment in Venice.
What happened in Venice?
I was walking along the canals in the evening, and I heard live music from a small cafe. I decided to sit down and listen. There was a jazz band playing, and the atmosphere was so warm and lively. I remember feeling an overwhelming sense of happiness, just soaking in the moment. It was the kind of experience where everything feels perfect, even if nothing extraordinary was happening.
That's beautiful. Sometimes the simplest moments leave the biggest impressions.
Exactly. And those moments tend to stay with us forever. Traveling opens your eyes to new cultures, foods, and people, but it's often the small, spontaneous experiences that become unforgettable.
I agree. I think another unforgettable experience I had was volunteering at an orphanage during a summer break. I spent a week helping out and playing with the children there.
That sounds touching. What was that like?
It was challenging but incredibly rewarding. The kids were so full of life despite their circumstances. I remember playing games with them, reading stories, and just talking. They taught me so much about resilience and happiness. That week changed my perspective on life.
That's a very meaningful experience. Sometimes giving back leaves a deep impact, not just on others, but on ourselves.
Exactly. It made me realize how fortunate I am and how important it is to help others when you can.
Well said. When you look back at your list of unforgettable experiences, do you notice any common themes?
I think they all involve a sense of adventure or overcoming something, and most of them are about feeling connected, whether with nature, people, or myself.
That's a great insight. For me, I think unforgettable experiences are often about moments of pure authenticity, being real and present in the moment without distractions.
Yes, those authentic moments are priceless. They remind us of what really matters.
Before we wrap up, do you think everyone can create their own unforgettable experiences?
Definitely. It's about being open to new things, embracing challenges, and being present. Sometimes it's the small decisions, like trying a new hobby or stepping out of your routine, that can create unforgettable memories.
Wise words. Well, Emily, thank you so much for sharing your stories and insights today.
Thank you. It was fun reflecting on these memories. I hope our listeners feel inspired to create their own unforgettable experiences.
Me too. Thanks for listening, everyone. Until next time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Power of Teamwork, where we explore how working together can lead to success and fulfillment. I'm your host, John, and today I have a special guest with me, Emma, a young professional who's passionate about teamwork and collaboration. Welcome, Emma.
Hi, John. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and to talk about such an important topic.
Wonderful. So, Emma, let's start with the basics. Why do you think teamwork is so important in today's world?
That's a great place to start. I believe teamwork is essential because it combines different skills, perspectives, and ideas to achieve common goals. No one person can do everything alone, especially in complex tasks or projects. Working together allows us to be more innovative, efficient, and motivated.
Absolutely. When you think about successful organizations or projects, teamwork is often at the core. Can you share some benefits of working in a team?
Sure. Some key benefits include enhanced creativity and innovation, different viewpoints lead to better ideas, increased productivity, sharing tasks makes work faster and less burdensome, learning opportunities, team members can learn new skills from each other, support and motivation. Teams provide emotional support, which keeps everyone motivated. Better problem solving. Multiple minds can analyze problems more thoroughly and come up with effective solutions.
Those are excellent points. But I'm sure everyone has experienced some challenges in teamwork as well. what are some common obstacles people face?
Yes, challenges do exist. Some common issues include communication gaps, misunderstandings or lack of clear communication, conflicting personalities, differences in working styles or attitudes, unequal workload. Some team members might contribute less, leading to frustrations, lack of trust. When team members don't trust each other, collaboration suffers. Poor leadership. Without good guidance, teams can become disorganized or unfocused.
I think those challenges are quite common. So, how can teams overcome these obstacles and work more effectively?
Great question. Here are some tips. Clear communication. Establish open channels and encourage honesty. Define roles and responsibilities. Make sure everyone knows their tasks. Build trust. Foster a culture of respect and reliability. Encourage active listening. Pay attention to each other's ideas and concerns. Set common goals. Align on what the team aims to achieve. Leverage strengths. Recognize individual skills and assign tasks accordingly. Regular meetings. Keep everyone updated and address issues promptly.
Those are practical suggestions. From your experience, what qualities make a good team member or leader?
A good team member should be collaborative, respectful, adaptable, and willing to contribute. They should also communicate effectively and be receptive to feedback. As for leaders, qualities include good communication, empathy, decisiveness, organization skills, and the ability to motivate and inspire the team.
Leadership truly plays a crucial role. Sometimes the success or failure of a team depends on its leadership. Now, Emma, do you think remote or virtual teams face more or different challenges compared to traditional in-person teams?
Absolutely. Virtual teams face unique challenges, such as communication barriers, it's harder to interpret tone or intent, time zone differences, coordinating across different regions can be tricky, feelings of isolation. Members might feel disconnected or less engaged, limited nonverbal cues. Lack of body language makes communication harder. However, with the right tools and practices like regular virtual meetings, clear expectations, and online collaboration platforms, these challenges can be managed effectively.
That's very insightful. Before we wrap up, Emma, what final advice would you give to someone looking to improve their teamwork skills?
I would say 1. Be open-minded and willing to listen. 2. Communicate clearly and regularly. 3. Respect others' perspectives and contributions. 4. Take responsibility for your tasks. 5. Be flexible and adaptable to change. 6. Practice patience and empathy. Remember, effective teamwork isn't just about achieving goals, but also about building relationships and trust.
Excellent advice. Thank you so much, Emma, for sharing your insights on teamwork. I believe our listeners will find this discussion very useful.
Thank you, John. It was a pleasure to chat about such an important topic.
And thank you to everyone.
Welcome back to Mind and Matter, the podcast where we explore the fascinating aspects of our universe, the human mind, and everything in between. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today, we're diving into a topic that's been intriguing philosophers, scientists, and artists alike for centuries. Time. What is it? How do we experience it? And why does it seem to fly by or crawl, depending on what we're doing?
Yet time is arguably one of the most mysterious aspects of our reality. We measure it, we mark it, but do we really understand what it is and how it works?
That's a great question, Alex. Maybe we should start with a simple definition. We often think of time as the progression of events, seconds, minutes, hours, but in physics, especially Einstein's theory of relativity, time is tied to space, forming space-time. It's not absolute.
Exactly. And that's where things get mind-bending. According to relativity, time can dilate. It can slow down or speed up, depending on how fast you're moving relative to something else or how close you are to massive objects like black holes.
So if an astronaut spends a year on a spaceship traveling near the speed of light and returns to Earth, they might find that decades have passed for the people on Earth. That's time dilation in action.
It's fascinating, isn't it? And it raises questions about our perception of time. On a personal level, why does time seem to pass differently during moments of happiness compared to moments of boredom or fear?
That's related to psychology. When we're engaged or in flow, our perception of time can distort. So hours might feel like minutes. Conversely, during stressful or dull moments, time seems to drag.
This subjective experience of time is one reason why some philosophers argue that time might be more of a mental construct than an external reality.
Right. Some theories suggest that time doesn't exist outside of our perception. It's a way for our brains to organize experiences. However, physics strongly suggests that time is woven into the fabric of the universe itself.
Let's explore that a bit. In the realm of physics, what are some of the key ideas about time? For example, the arrow of time.
The arrow of time. It's the idea that time appears to move in one direction, from past to future, largely because of entropy, or disorder. The second law of thermodynamics states that entropy always increases in an isolated system.
So that's why broken glass doesn't spontaneously reassemble, or why we remember the past but not the future?
Precisely. The increase of entropy gives time its directionality. It's like a fingerprint of the universe's evolution.
But what about at the quantum level? I've heard that in quantum mechanics, time might behave differently or even be an illusion.
That's an area of active research. Some interpretations propose that at the quantum level, time might be emergent rather than fundamental. Others suggest that time might be an illusion altogether, with the universe's fundamental description being timeless.
To add to that, some physicists speculate about time travel, the possibility of moving backward or forward in time. It might sound like science fiction, but the mathematics of certain solutions in Einstein's equations suggest it could be conceivable.
Yes, wormholes and closed time-like curves are theoretical constructs that could, in theory, permit time travel. But the practical and paradoxical issues, like the famous grandfather paradox, make it a controversial topic.
Absolutely. And then there's the philosophical angle. Do we have free will if the future is somehow predetermined? If time is fixed, are our choices truly our own?
That opens a whole can of worms. Some argue that in a deterministic universe, free will is an illusion. Others believe in some form of open future, where our choices can influence what to come.
And in everyday life, our experience of time influences everything. Planning, aging, history. We are bound by its flow, yet we also try to bend it, slow it down with techniques like mindfulness, or speed it up through anticipation.
That's a beautiful point, Alex. We're both prisoners and masters of time. It governs us, yet we also try to manipulate it in our quest to maximize life, efficiency, or meaning.
Speaking of meaning, some thinkers say that time is the backdrop against which we find the meaning of life. Without past, present, and future, would life even have purpose?
That's an intriguing thought. Our memories connect us to the past, our present experiences give us the moment-to-moment awareness, and our hopes and plans for the future motivate us. Maybe that's what gives life its meaning.
Exactly. Time is the canvas on which the story of our lives is painted. Without it, our sense of continuity, growth, and change would collapse.
But then again, some argue that time itself might be an illusion, that what we perceive as a flow is just a series of momentary snapshots, that maybe all moments exist in a block universe and past, present, future are just different perspectives.
The block universe concept, where time is like a solid block, and everything that has happened, is happening, or will happen simply exists. It's a mind-bending way to think about reality. If that's true, our feeling of flowing time is just a feature of consciousness, not fundamental.
That idea certainly challenges our intuition, doesn't it? It's like trying to imagine a universe where all moments are equally real, yet we experience only one at a time.
It reminds me of how art and storytelling often explore these themes. Our perception of time, its relativity, and its mysteries. Films like Inception or Interstellar play with time in fascinating ways.
And science fiction, of course, has long played with the idea of traveling through time, from H.G. Wells to modern stories. It's a reflection of our curiosity and perhaps a desire to control or understand time better.
That curiosity drives a lot of scientific and philosophical progress. And even in practical terms, understanding time better helps us navigate the universe. Synchronizing clocks via GPS, studying black holes, or probing the origins of the cosmos.
Whether as a fundamental part of reality or a mental construct, time remains one of the most compelling mysteries. It makes us question everything from our existence to the fate of the universe.
And perhaps in the end, that's the beauty of it. The endless mystery invites us to explore, reflect, and grow, both individually and collectively.
Well said, Jamie. I think our conversation just scratched the surface, but it's clear that time will continue to fascinate us for generations to come.
Definitely. Thanks for joining us today on Mind and Matter. We hope you enjoyed this dive into the nature of time.
Don't forget to subscribe for more deep conversations about the universe, ourselves, and everything in between. Until next time.
Welcome to Healthcare Talks. I'm Alex. Today we're diving into a topic that many of us encounter at some point in our lives, going to the hospital. Whether it's for a routine checkup or an emergency, understanding what to expect can make the experience less stressful. With me today is Jamie, our health specialist. Welcome, Jamie.
Thanks, Alex. It's great to be here. Hospitals can be intimidating, but knowing what to expect and how to prepare can really help. Let's check some key words. 1. Hospital. A healthcare facility where patients receive medical treatment, emergency care, surgeries, and other health services. 2. Emergency. A sudden, urgent situation requiring immediate medical attention, such as chest pains or severe bleeding. 3. Routine checkup. Scheduled medical examination to monitor health and prevent illness. 4. Triage. The process of prioritizing patients based on the severity of their condition to ensure urgent cases are treated first. 5. Registration. The check-in process where patient details and medical history are recorded upon hospital arrival. 6. Medical tests or examinations. Procedures like blood tests, X-rays, MRIs, ultrasounds, or physical assessments used to diagnose or evaluate health conditions. 7. Discharge. The process of releasing a patient from hospital after treatment, with instructions for recovery. 8. Treatment area. The clinical space where patients receive medical procedures, tests, or treatments. 9. Overnight stay. When a patient remains in hospital for one or more nights for observation or treatment. 10. Inpatient. A patient admitted to the hospital who stays for at least one night. 11. Care team. The group of healthcare professionals responsible for treating and monitoring patients, including doctors and nurses. 12. Follow-up. Additional medical appointments or procedures scheduled after discharge to monitor recovery. 13. Patient advocacy. Supporting or speaking on behalf of a patient to ensure their needs and concerns are addressed. 14. Emotional support. Assistance provided to help patients cope with stress, anxiety, or emotional challenges during hospitalization. 15. Discharge instructions. guidelines given to patients about medications, wound care, activity restrictions, and follow-up care after leaving the hospital. 16. Physical therapy. Rehabilitation treatments aimed at restoring movement and function after injury or illness. 17. Infection control. Measures taken to prevent the spread of infections within healthcare settings. 18. Anxiety. Feelings of worry or nervousness often experienced before or during hospital visits. 19. Preparation. The process of organizing what to bring, what to expect, and understanding procedures before hospital visits. 20. Healthcare facility. A location equipped to provide health services, such as hospitals, clinics, or urgent care centers.
Absolutely. So, Jamie, let's start with the basics. What are some common reasons people need to go to the hospital?
There are quite a few reasons. Some of the most common include emergencies like chest pains, severe injuries, strokes, or allergic reactions. People also go for scheduled surgeries, childbirth, or diagnostic tests like MRIs and blood work. Chronic illness flare-ups, infections, and unexpected medical problems also often require hospital visits.
That makes sense. It's interesting how some visits are planned while others happen unexpectedly. Can you talk about what someone should do if they experience a sudden emergency?
Sure. If someone experiences a medical emergency, like chest pain, difficulty breathing, severe bleeding, or sudden weakness, it's critical to call emergency services immediately, such as 911 in the U.S. or the local emergency number. Do not try to drive yourself unless absolutely necessary and safe. While waiting for help, if possible, keep the person calm and comfortable. Time is crucial in emergencies, especially for heart attacks or strokes.
Definitely. Now, for non-emergency situations, how do people decide whether to go to the hospital or visit a doctor's clinic?
Good question. Many minor medical issues like a mild fever, sore throat, or small cuts can usually be handled by a primary care doctor or urgent care centers. But if symptoms are severe, worsening, or if there's uncertainty about the seriousness of the condition, it's safer to go to the hospital. Also, certain conditions like chest pain or severe abdominal pain should prompt immediate hospital visits.
That makes sense. It's interesting how some visits are planned while others happen unexpectedly. Can you talk about what someone should do if they experience a sudden emergency?
Sure. If someone experiences a medical emergency like chest pain, difficulty breathing, severe bleeding, or sudden weakness, it's critical to call emergency services immediately, such as 911 in the U.S. or the local emergency number. Do not try to drive yourself unless absolutely necessary and safe. While waiting for help, if possible, keep the person calm and comfortable. Time is crucial in emergencies, especially for heart attacks or strokes.
Definitely. Now, for non-emergency situations, how do people decide whether to go to the hospital or visit a doctor's clinic?
Good question. Many minor medical issues like a mild fever, sore throat, or small cuts can usually be handled by a primary care doctor or urgent care centers. But if symptoms are severe, worsening, or if there's uncertainty about the seriousness of the condition, it's safer to go to the hospital. Also, certain conditions like chest pain or severe abdominal pain should prompt immediate hospital visits.
Thanks for clarifying that. Now, once someone decides to go to the hospital, what should they prepare or bring with them?
It's helpful to bring identification, health insurance information, and a list of current medications. If possible, bring medical records or test results related to the issue. Also, prepare a list of symptoms, when they started, and any allergies. Wear comfortable clothing and, if applicable, bring someone to accompany you or help communicate with medical staff.
That's very practical advice. Let's talk about the hospital experience. What can someone expect upon arrival?
When you arrive, you'll usually check in at the reception or registration desk. You'll be asked about your symptoms, medical history, and insurance details. Then you'll be taken to a triage area where a nurse assesses the urgency of your condition. This helps prioritize care. Depending on the severity, you'll either be sent directly to a treatment area or asked to wait in a designated zone.
Waiting can be stressful. How do hospitals manage patient flow during busy times?
Hospitals often have protocols like triage to ensure that the most critical cases are seen first. During busy periods, wait times increase, but hospitals try to communicate openly with patients. Some hospitals have separate areas for less urgent cases, so minor issues don't block treatment for emergencies. It's always good to be patient and calm during these times.
Once in the treatment area, what types of tests or examinations might a patient undergo?
It varies depending on the case. Common exams include physical assessments, blood tests, X-rays, ultrasounds, or more advanced scans like MRIs. Doctors may also perform procedures like inserting IV lines or giving injections. The healthcare team will explain each step and keep you informed.
That's reassuring. Now let's discuss a sensitive topic, hospital stays. What should a patient expect if they need to stay overnight or longer?
Hospital stays can range from a single night to several weeks, depending on the condition. Patients are admitted to specific wards or units, like medical, surgical, or ICU. They'll have assigned nurses and doctors, and they can expect regular monitoring, medication administration, and possibly physical therapy or other treatments. Staff members are there to support both health and comfort.
How about communication during a hospital stay? How can patients ensure they get the care?
Communication is key. Patients should feel comfortable asking questions about their condition, treatments, medications, and discharge plans. Keeping a list of questions beforehand can help. Also, don't hesitate to inform staff if you're experiencing discomfort or side effects. Family members or friends can also advocate on your behalf if needed.
That's excellent advice. Now, after treatment or surgery, what does the process of discharge look like?
When doctors determine you're ready, you'll receive instructions for recovery at home. This includes medication schedules, wound care, activity restrictions, and follow-up appointments. It's very important to follow these instructions carefully to ensure proper healing. Sometimes hospitals provide written instructions, and your care team may also schedule home health visits if necessary.
And what about the emotional aspect? Going to the hospital, especially for serious issues, can be quite stressful.
Absolutely. Hospital experiences can be overwhelming. Sleep disturbances, stress about health, and unfamiliar environments can take a toll. Support from friends and family, staying informed, and open communication with staff can help. Many hospitals also offer counseling or patient support groups to help cope emotionally.
That's really good to know. Lastly, what tips would you give to someone who might be anxious about visiting the hospital?
Acknowledge your feelings. It's normal to feel anxious. Preparing in advance, like knowing what to bring and understanding the process, can help ease fears. Remember that hospital staff are there to help and prioritize your well-being. Bringing a loved one for support is also beneficial. And finally, practice deep breathing or mindfulness techniques to stay calm.
Great tips. Jamie, thank you so much for sharing your expertise today. I think our listeners will find this very helpful.
My pleasure, Alex. Remember, knowing what to expect and being prepared can make hospital visits much less daunting. Stay informed and take care of your health.
And that wraps up our episode on going to the hospital. Thanks everyone for tuning in to Healthcare Talks. Be safe and don't hesitate to seek medical help when needed. Until next time.
Goodbye, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Voices of Language, the podcast where we explore the power, beauty, and influence of languages around the world. I'm Alex, your host, and I'm genuinely excited to have you join us today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lily, and I share Alex's enthusiasm for languages. Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating topic. Why is the English language so important in today's globalized world? It's more than just a language. It's a bridge connecting cultures, economies, and minds.
Exactly, Lily. Whether you're a student planning your future, a professional working across borders, or simply a language lover, understanding why English holds such a pivotal role can inspire and motivate you. So let's get started.
Let's tick things off with a little history. English didn't become the dominant global language overnight. It's a story rooted in history, colonization, and economic power shifts.
Absolutely. The British Empire's expansion during the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries spread English across continents like North America, Africa, Asia, and Oceania. The influence was profound, establishing English as a language of administration, education, and trade in many regions.
And then came the 20th century, with the United States rising as a superpower economically, politically, and culturally. Hollywood movies, American music, and tech companies further fortified English's global presence.
Yes, think about the post-World War II era, the spread of American culture through movies, television, and later the internet. English became associated not just with Britain, but with the expansive American influence across the world.
That's right. And today, English is often called a lingua franca, a common language that enables communication between people whose native languages are different.
Let's talk about why English specifically has become this global lingua franca. There are several reasons, but the main ones are ease of learning, technological dominance, and the international influence of English-speaking countries.
And I think the fact that English has a relatively simple grammar compared to some other languages, with fewer noun cases and straightforward syntax, makes it more accessible to non-native speakers.
Exactly. Plus, English is the dominant language on the internet. Did you know that over 50% of online content is in English? That's a huge factor in its global reach.
And in science and technology, too. Most groundbreaking research papers, scientific journals, and technical manuals are published in English. If you want to stay updated or contribute to global conversations, knowing English is almost essential.
It's also the language of diplomacy and international organizations. Think of the UN, NATO, and other global agencies. Having a common tongue simplifies complex negotiations.
So many career paths depend heavily on English proficiency. Large multinational corporations often require English as a basic skill for employees, whether they're in finance, technology, marketing, or customer service.
Right. Imagine working in a global company where your colleagues come from different countries. If you can communicate in English, it's like having a passport that allows you to work seamlessly across borders.
And nowadays, many online platforms, freelance jobs, and gig economy opportunities prefer or require English skills. It broadens your job market immensely.
Plus, higher education institutions around the world, from Oxford to Harvard, teach many of their courses in English to attract international students. So, mastering English can unlock educational pathways that were once inaccessible.
That's such a good point. I've seen many students go abroad specifically to study in English-taught programs. It opens doors to world-class education and networks.
Let's not forget the cultural side of things. English dominates global entertainment, movies, TV shows, music, and video games.
Yes, think about Hollywood movies, Western music, or even viral social media videos in English. Understanding the language gives us access to this cultural content directly, without relying on subtitles or translations.
Exactly. When you understand English, you can enjoy jokes, idioms, and cultural references in movies, music, and social media that might lose their meaning in translation. It enriches your experience and deepens your understanding of different cultures.
And think about the role of English in the gaming community. Most popular video games are developed in English, and participating in online gaming communities often requires English communication. It's a whole new world of friendship and collaboration.
It's fascinating how language can open up so many avenues of entertainment and community involvement. Plus, many of the trending memes and viral content are rooted in English. Learning English isn't just about career or entertainment.
It's also a journey of personal growth. It boosts confidence, especially when you start speaking and connecting with people from different backgrounds.
Totally. It broadens your worldview. When you understand English, you have access to countless perspectives, opinions, and ideas from around the world. It makes you more open-minded and globally aware.
And in today's interconnected world, understanding English can help you participate in global conversations about important issues like climate change, human rights, technology ethics, you name it.
Yes, it empowers you to be part of global solutions and movements. Knowledge becomes more accessible, and your voice can reach further.
Of course, some people worry that the spread of English might threaten local languages and cultures. What's your take on that?
That's a valid concern. However, I believe it's about balance. People can be bilingual or multilingual and still preserve their native languages and traditions while learning English as a tool for global engagement.
Exactly. Many countries promote bilingual education, nurturing native languages alongside English. It's about adding an asset rather than replacing cultural identities.
And interestingly, learning English can even reinforce pride in one's native culture when it's done thoughtfully. It's about embracing global connectivity without losing cultural uniqueness.
Wow, Lily, this has been such an enriching conversation. To sum up, the importance of English today is multifaceted. It's a bridge that connects us across borders, a key to countless opportunities, and a gateway to understanding the world better.
Absolutely. Whether it's for career growth, education, entertainment, or personal development, learning English offers so much. But it's also essential to cherish and preserve our native cultures and languages as we embrace this global language.
Well said. Thank you all for tuning in to this deep dive into the importance of the English language. We hope you found it inspiring and informative. If you're learning English or thinking about it, remember, every step you take opens new worlds for you.
Yes, keep exploring, stay curious, and don't be afraid to practice. The world is waiting for you to connect.
Thanks for listening to Voices of Language. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you enjoyed this episode. Drop your comments below. We'd love to hear your experiences and thoughts about learning English.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and stay connected. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, and take care.
Welcome to Deep Dives, the podcast where we explore the world's most fascinating topics. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today we're diving into something fundamental to all life on Earth, water. It's a molecule we've all taken for granted at some point, but there's so much to explore about it.
Absolutely. Water covers about 71% of the Earth's surface, yet it's a resource that's becoming increasingly scarce in many parts of the world. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is water from a scientific perspective?
Good starting point. Chemically, water is H2O, two hydrogen atoms bonded to one oxygen atom. It's a polar molecule, which means it has a positive and negative side, giving it unique properties like high surface tension and the ability to dissolve many substances.
That solubility property is crucial because it makes water a universal solvent. It plays such a vital role in biological systems. Think about how it helps transport nutrients in our bodies or facilitates chemical reactions.
Exactly. And speaking of biological importance, did you know that about 60% of the human body is water? That's why staying hydrated is essential for health.
Right, but despite its abundance, clean and safe water isn't accessible to everyone. According to recent estimates, over 2 billion people lack access to safe drinking water. That's a staggering statistic.
It is. Water scarcity isn't just about not having enough water. It's about contamination, infrastructure, and climate change. For example, in some regions, groundwater sources are running dry or becoming polluted with industrial waste or pesticides.
That leads us to the concept of water cycle or hydrological cycle, which continually moves water through evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. Climate change is disrupting this cycle, creating droughts in some areas and floods in others.
And those extreme weather events significantly impact water availability. Droughts reduce water supply for agriculture and drinking, while floods can overwhelm sanitation systems, leading to waterborne diseases.
Speaking of waterborne diseases, cholera, dysentery, and typhoid continue to be major health issues in many developing countries. Improving access to clean water and sanitation is essential to fighting these illnesses.
Absolutely. It's not just a matter of infrastructure, but also education and policy. Governments and organizations worldwide are working on projects like water purification, rainwater harvesting, and building resilient sanitation systems.
On a positive note, innovation is also making a difference. Technologies like solar-powered water pumps, portable filtration devices, and even atmospheric water generators are emerging as solutions.
That's exciting. But then there's the issue of water rights and conflicts. When water becomes scarce, it can lead to regional disputes, especially in areas where rivers cross borders.
The Nile River, the Tigris and Euphrates, the Indus are all examples of water bodies that have historically been sources of cooperation, but also conflict.
International cooperation becomes vital here. Frameworks like the Nile Basin Initiative aim to promote equitable sharing and sustainable management of these water resources.
On politics and infrastructure, individual actions also matter. Simple steps like fixing leaks, using water-efficient appliances, and reducing unnecessary water use can collectively make a difference.
Definitely. Every drop counts, especially when considering the global perspective. Water conservation is a shared responsibility.
Let's also touch on the future of water. With climate change accelerating, many scientists warn of a water crisis if current trends continue.
The predictions are concerning. Some models suggest that by 2050, nearly half the world's population could face water shortages. This raises questions about sustainability and how we can adapt.
Desalination is often discussed as a solution. Developing affordable and energy-efficient desalination plants could provide fresh water from seawater, but they come with environmental concerns like brine disposal.
And there's also the concept of water recycling, treating wastewater for reuse in agriculture, industry, or even as drinking water after proper purification.
It's a complex issue, but one thing is clear. Water is an invaluable resource that requires our attention, respect, and responsible management.
Well said. Before we wrap up, what would you say is the most important takeaway regarding water today?
For me, it's understanding that water is life. Protecting it, conserving it, and ensuring equitable access should be a priority for us all.
And I'd add that innovation, cooperation, and individual responsibility are all essential pieces of the puzzle.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive on water. We hope it has inspired you to think differently about this vital resource.
Stay hydrated, stay informed, and until next time, take care.
Welcome to the English Podcast. Today, we're diving into a very important topic, how to speak English confidently. I'm John, and with me is Anna. Hi, Anna.
Hi, John. I'm excited to discuss this topic as many learners struggle with confidence when speaking English. It's a journey, but definitely achievable.
Absolutely. Okay, let's check some keywords and definitions. 1. Self-doubt. Definition: a lack of confidence in oneself or one's abilities. 2. Practice. Definition: repeatedly doing an activity to improve skill or competence. 3. Listening skills. Definition: the ability to understand and interpret spoken language. 4. Intonation. Definition: the rise and fall of the voice when speaking, which conveys meaning and emotion. 5. Pronunciation. Definition: the way in which a word is spoken, including sound and accent. 6. Vocabulary. Definition: the set of words known and used by a speaker or learner. 7. Fluency. Definition: the ability to speak smoothly and effortlessly without unnatural pauses. 8. Comprehension. Definition: the ability to understand spoken or written language. 9. Grammatical mistakes. Definition: errors made in using language rules such as syntax and tense. 10. Part of learning. Definition: mistakes are an inevitable and natural element of the learning process. 11. Fear of embarrassment. Definition: anxiety or worry about being judged or made fun of when speaking. 12. Safe environments. Definition: settings where learners feel comfortable and supported while practicing. 13. Language exchange partners. Definition: native speakers or fellow learners with whom you practice speaking. 14. Body language. Definition: nonverbal communication through gestures, posture, eye contact, and facial expressions. 15. Mindset. Definition: the attitude or mental outlook towards learning and confidence. 16. Common phrases or set expressions. Definition: useful and familiar phrases used regularly in conversation to build confidence. 17. Small talk. Definition: casual conversation about everyday topics used to reduce tension and practice speaking. 18. Progress. Definition: improvement or advancement in language skills over time. 19. Flexibility/adaptability. Definition: the ability to adjust language use according to different situations. 20. Role-playing. Definition: acting out real-life scenarios to practice speaking skills. 21. Recording yourself. Definition: listening to recordings of your speech to identify improvements and areas to work on. 22. Achievable goals. Definition: realistic targets set to help motivate and guide learning progress. 23. Patience. Definition: the ability to endure delays or difficulties without frustration, essential in language learning. Everyone, confidence is essential because it influences how effectively you communicate. When you're confident, you are more likely to participate, express your ideas clearly, and engage in conversations.
Right, and confidence doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It's about feeling comfortable enough to speak without fear of mistakes.
Exactly. Let's start with the basics. Anna, why do so many people feel nervous when speaking English?
Well, there are several reasons. Some common ones include fear of making mistakes, lack of vocabulary, or not feeling fluent enough. This fear often leads to self-doubt, which inhibits speaking.
That brings us to an important keyword: self-doubt. It's when you lack confidence in your own abilities.
Yes, overcoming self-doubt requires a positive mindset and practice. Speaking regularly helps you see progress and builds confidence.
Speaking of practice, what are some effective ways to practice speaking?
Practice consistently. For example, speaking daily, even if it's just talking to yourself in the mirror or recording your voice. Self-practice is very powerful.
I agree. Additionally, listening to native speakers is crucial. Listening skills are often overlooked but play a big role in becoming more confident.
True. When learners listen to podcasts, movies, or music in English, they become familiar with pronunciation, intonation, and common phrases.
Intonation is an important word here. It's the rise and fall of the voice while speaking, which adds meaning and emotion.
And pronunciation is how words are spoken. Improving pronunciation helps others understand you and boosts your confidence.
What's your opinion on vocabulary? How important is it for confident speaking?
Vocabulary is vital. The more words you know, the easier it is to express ideas. However, don't get overwhelmed trying to learn all words at once. Focus on core vocabulary, words you use daily.
That leads to the keyword fluency. It's the ability to speak smoothly and easily without many pauses or hesitation.
Exactly. Fluency builds over time with regular practice. Also, comprehension plays a role. If you understand others easily, you'll feel more confident responding.
Speaking of responding, many learners hesitate because they fear making grammatical mistakes. How do you suggest they deal with that?
Remember, making mistakes is part of learning. Focus on communicating your message rather than perfection. Over time, your grammar will improve naturally.
That's reassuring. Now, what about fear of embarrassment?
It's common. To overcome that, practice in safe environments, like with friends or language groups, where everyone understands the process of learning.
Good point. Do you recommend language exchange partners for practicing?
Definitely. Speaking with native speakers or other learners helps simulate real conversations and builds self-confidence.
Let's talk about body language. How does it influence confidence?
Body language, such as maintaining eye contact, good posture, and smiling, communicates confidence, even if you're nervous inside.
That's true. It's important to believe in yourself. Your mindset affects how others perceive you.
Yes, practice positive affirmations, reminding yourself that you are capable and making progress.
Now, what about common phrases or set expressions? How do they help?
They act as building blocks. Learning useful phrases like, "Can you repeat that?" or "Sorry, I didn't catch that," helps you participate more confidently.
And small talk, talking about simple topics like weather or hobbies, is a great way to practice speaking.
Absolutely. Small talk reduces pressure and helps you get comfortable with everyday conversations.
Do you have any tips about mindset to boost confidence?
Yes, focus on progress rather than perfection. Celebrate small wins like successfully making a sentence or understanding a conversation.
That's inspiring. Now, talking about formal versus informal speech, which should learners focus on first?
Good question. Beginners should focus on informal language first because it's used in everyday conversations. Once they feel comfortable, they can start learning formal language for business or academic settings.
That makes sense. Knowing how to switch between them increases your flexibility and adaptability in different situations.
Exactly. And speaking of situations, real-life practice is key. Find opportunities to speak in various contexts, at work, social gatherings, or online chat groups.
What about confidence-building exercises? Do you recommend anything specific?
Sure. Try role-playing scenarios, such as asking for directions or ordering food. You can do this alone or with a partner. It prepares you for actual conversations.
I also suggest recording yourself. Hearing your own voice helps you notice improvements and areas to work on.
Absolutely. And don't forget to set achievable goals. For example, aim to hold a 5-minute conversation each day or learn 5 new phrases daily.
Consistency is everything. Now, how important is patience in this process?
Very important. Language learning and confidence building take time. Celebrate small victories along the way, and don't get discouraged if progress seems slow.
That's great advice. Before we wrap up, do you have any final tips for our listeners?
Yes. Believe in yourself. Remember, everyone starts somewhere. Practice regularly, stay positive, and be patient. Speaking English confidently is a journey, not a sprint.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much, Anna, for all these helpful tips.
Thank you, John. And thank you to our listeners. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and you will see progress.
That's it for today's episode of Language Mastery. We hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Don't forget to subscribe and share with friends who want to improve their English speaking skills.
Thanks for listening. Until next time, stay confident and keep speaking.
Goodbye.
Bye.